Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And we are continuing our endless series of overflowing Schubert. It never ends. Let me tell you, I cannot imagine how much stuff I've got here. I keep seeing it. Oh boy, there it is. Here's this pile. We've got some really good chamber and piano music in this bunch. I think it's all, do we have a little bit of like symphonies and orchestral stuff, but basically chamber and other goodies. Here is the famous Hollywood String Quartet, Death and the Maiden. Just great. I mean, they were one of the great chamber groups that ever existed, and all of their recordings are worth hearing. And this comes with the Italian Serenade by Hugo Wolf and the Erno Dohnányi String Quartet number 3 in A minor. When was the last time you heard that? They even did interesting repertoire. Gosh, they were marvelous. This is in mono on Testament, and it was recorded in, does it tell me when? Yes, 1954, 55, and 57 for the Schubert. Just great stuff. Then we've got, let's see, what else have we got here? Symphony Overtures. Symphony number 9 with the Bournemouth Symphony. The Royal Philharmonic and Raphael Kubelik. There we go. That's something different with the Royal Phil. And then we've got the Zauber Harfa, Rosamunde that is, and Fierabras, and the Overture in the Italian style, Deutsch 590, with the Bournemouth Symphony and Rudolf Schwartz from 1979. The earlier one is 58. An Abbey Road studio recording as part of Kubelik's EMI legacy. From after he had just left or was still at, he was still at Chicago then, wasn't he? For a few years anyway. Anyway, there you go. There's Kubelik doing Schubert Ninth, if you're curious. It's not a great Schubert Ninth, by the way. It's okay. But it's Kubelik, so I collected it. Schubert String Quartet number 15 and the Quartettensatz with the Pino Quartet on Superfon. Stunningly marvelous. I mean, they are just such a great group. One of the great Czech quartets and one of the great traditions of quartet playing one of the great quartets. Yeah. What's not to love? Then we've got the trios here, and who's doing these things? This is on Harmonia Mundi. These were beautiful performances. They remade all the Schubert trio stuff with Trio Wanderer, and that sort of eclipsed this box. But it's with Jean-Claude Pennetier, piano, Regis Pasquier, violin, Bruno Pasquier, viola, and Roland Pidu, cello. And what you have here is, let's see, the string trio is in there. Thank you. I was going crazy. And the two piano trios. And they were lovely. And everyone enjoyed them when they came out. And Harmonia Mundi sort of re-recorded them. And after putting them in this nice little box and didn't do much with them. So I'm happy to have hung on to that. God knows what's going to happen to it. Let's see. What's this here? Oh, the Trout. With Emmanuel Axe, Pamela Frank, Rebecca Young, Yo-Yo Ma, and Edgar Meyer. And the Arpeggione Sonata with Barbara Bonney. Barbara Bonney's not playing that. She's singing the Trout because you get the song. That's a common thing to do. With Axe and Ma, do the Arpeggione Sonata. And there you go. I mean, it's a lovely disc on Sony. Yeah, that I just hung on to because it's there. Schubert Quintet. Oh, the Juilliard String Quartet with Bernard Greenhouse. One of the wonderful, I mean, there's so many great performances of this work. There really are. And this is definitely one of them on Sony. And then we've got Radu Lupu, a couple of Radu Lupu discs. He was a great Schubert guy. I mean, I don't need to recommend him, I hope. Sonatas in A minor and G major, D845 and 894. This is all Decca. And then the Sonata in C minor. I love this performance. And the Moments Musicaux, which is also just phenomenally wonderful. Lupu. He was the Schubert guy for many years, actually. Like after Richter, and people sort of have forgotten about him for some reason because so many people do this music, I guess. It's just gotten drowned out, and he stopped performing, basically. So, Schubert, fragment things. This is Macaris with the Scottish Chamber Orchestra doing Symphony number 10, the Symphony in D major fragments, completed by Brian Newbold, Symphony in D major, fragments and piano score, orchestrated by Brian Newbold. Oh, it's so much Brian Newbold. But the big thing is the 10th Symphony. And Macaris is wonderful in this. Now, some people have Mariner doing this, that Schubert box, which we talked about earlier on in this series of videos, but this is much better, lots better. Karas just has pizzazz. Mariner had no pizzazz. Schubert Tragique and Eighth, the Unfinished, with Chicago Symphony and Giolini. This is in that French Collection du Millénaire. So it's very millenarian, turn of the century things. Giolini did some beautiful Schubert. These were lovely performances, and they still are. His ninth, which was also part of that series, was unlistenably dull. Schubert Symphonies 3, 5, and 6. Beecham, Royal Phil. Oh, what's not to love? Classic, elegant, stylish, sunny, warm, beautiful, lovely Schubert. Beecham. We need a Beecham box. I keep saying that over and over. Here is the famous Christal Ludvig James Levine Winterreise. You know, having a lady do Winterreise was kind of a big deal when this came out, which was in 1988. Christal Ludvig, of course, is a great leader singer, and she sings beautifully. And this got mixed reviews simply because it was a lady doing Winterreise. But good for her. She's wonderful. She's a wonderful person too. I knew her fairly well. And here is the Christal Ludvig Irving Gage Schubert song things, 2 discs on Deutsche Grammophon. She was one of those opera singers who really could do Lieder. I mean, she really was wonderful. If you see some of her master classes, they're on YouTube, where she does Mahler and Schubert Lieder and things like that and coaches people, and she's just wonderful, wonderful to watch. Such an intelligent and musical singer. Terrific. So those are classics that are essential. Then we've got more Pino Quartet, Schubert 13 and 10. That's what we have here. Yes, string quartet number 10 in E flat. It's the Czech thing that's throwing me off here. Wait a second. Deutsche Opus 125 number 1, Deutsche 87. What, really? And then number 13 in A minor, the A minor Deutsche 804, which is great. With Pinoca and super fun. One of the great quartets. Whenever you see the word Pinoca and quartet, buy it. You'll be happy. They made no bad records. And the Praga Quartet. Oh, they're wonderful too, doing Rosamunde and Death of the Maiden on Praga. This, I think, is in the big Praga box that we talked about, didn't we? There was a big Praga Quartet box that we talked about. That was it. And this is in there. So there you have it, my friends. Lots of cool Schubert. In this case, chamber and piano mostly. Delicious. And keep on listening. Take care.